Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Sri Advaita Gadadhara,
Sri Advaita Gadadhara,
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda,
Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda,
Jai Harinam Kirtan ki Jai.
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Tatra Brahmarshaya Sarve.
Tatra Brahmarshaya Sarve.
Tattama.
Devarshayascha Satama.
Rajarshayascha Tatrasan.
Rajayashayascha Tatrashan.
Drashtum Bharata Pungavam.
Drashtum Bharata Pungavam.
Tatra Brahmarshaya Sarve.
Tatra Brahmarshaya Sarve.
Devarshayascha Sattama.
Devarshayascha Sattama.
Rajarshayascha Tatrasan.
Rajayashayascha Tatrashan.
Drashtum Bharata Pungavam.
Drashtam Bharata Pungavam.
Tatra Brahmarshaya Sarve.
Tatra Brahmarshaya Sarve.
Devarishiyascha Sattama.
Devarshayascha Sattama.
Rajarishiyascha Tatrashan.
Rajayashayascha Tatrashan.
Drashtum Bharata Pungavam.
Drashtum Bharata Pungavam.
Synonyms. Please repeat. Tatra, there.
Tatra, there.
Brahma Rishya, rishis among the Brahmanas.
Brahma Rishya, rishis among the Brahmanas.
Sarve, all.
Sarve, all.
Deva Rishya, rishis among the demigods.
Deva Rishya, rishis among the demigods.
Cha, and. Sattama, situated in quality of goodness.
Sattama, situated in the quality of goodness.
Raja Rishya, rishis among the kings.
Raja Rishya, rishis among the kings.
Cha, and. Tatra, in that place.
Tatra, in that place.
Asan, were present.
Asan, were present.
Drishtum, just see. Just to see.
Drashtum, just to see.
Bharata, the descendant of King Bharata.
Bharata, the descendants of King Bharata.
Pungavam, the chief of.
Pungavam, the chief of.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Translation, O Krishna. Just to see the chief of the descendants of King Bharata, Bhishma.
Just to see the chief of the descendants of King Bharata, Bhishma.
all the great souls
all the great souls
in the universe,
in the universe,
namely the rishis amongst the demigods,
namely
the rishis amongst the demigods,
brahmanas and kings,
brahmanas and kings,
all situated in quality of goodness,
all situated in quality of goodness,
were assembled there.
were assembled there.
Purport.
Purport. The rishis are those who have attained perfection by spiritual achievements. Such spiritual achievements can be earned by all, whether one is a king or a mendicant. Bhishma Deva himself was also one of the Brahma rishis and the chief of the descendants of King Bharata. All rishis are situated in the quality of goodness. All of them assembled there on hearing the news of the great warrior's impending death.
Om Tatsat Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshushuruन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः मुगं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो आचार्यपादाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकदादामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय। So here very beautifully all who and all have assembled first to see Bhishma is described here. They are all there to see Bhishma Dev. So Bhishma Dev is a great soul, a descendant of Bharata. So even in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is advised as descendant of Bharata. Even though the 100 Duryodanas were called as Kuru Vamsa, but Bharata is many places in Krishna is calling Arjuna because Krishna wants the Bharata Varsha to be ruled by these brothers. And also here Bhishma is called Bharata. So he is a very, very amazing person of Bharata Pungavam. Bharata Pungavam is mentioned. And who and all assembled? Brahma Rishi, Dev Rishi, Raj Rishi. So Tatra Brahma Rishya Sarve means everybody. Deva Rishyascha Sattama, all Deva Rishis also. Brahma Rishis also. Deva Rishis also. Raj Rishis also have assembled Drastum. They have to see to the wonderful Bhishma, who is the descendant of King Bharata, chief of the. So just to see the chief of the descendants of King Bharata, Bhishma, the great souls in the universe, namely the rishis among the demigods, means Deva Rishi. Brahma Rishi means among the Brahmanas, Chaturvarna is there in only Bhuloka. In Devaloka, there is no Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra, like that. It's not that. There is no, it's not a field of activity. In material world, especially Bhuloka is the place of field of activity, where actually you can perform karma. So we have Brahmanas here. And kings will be there. It is not that kings are there and they will, they have a projection that, oh, he is living like a royal king. So if you say Milecha countries and Yamana countries and all, king means we go to Gulf and all, king means you will have opulent kingdom. But at the same time, very, very opulent, they will have everything in gold and even chairs and everything will be in gold and like this and all. But they'll also go to the mosque and they'll do namaz or they'll be worshippers. But here it is mentioned the kings are always supposed to be rishis among kings. There will be many kings, but some kings are completely dedicated their life for the Supreme Lord. Like Ambarish Maharaj was using all his senses in the service of the Lord. So full time he was involved in Archanam and various other things, activities. Karo Hari Mandira Marjanash Vasam Shivaikunda Gunarnu Varnane. In this way, Vasam, the words were Vaikunta Gunarnu Varnane. He was doing Varnana of the Guna of the Vaikunta and the Supreme Lord and spiritual world. And what his hand was doing is for cleaning the temple. Karo Hari Mandira Marjanadishu. So Karo means a hand was doing Hari Mandira Marjana. Marjanam means cleaning. So in this way, then who ruled the kingdom? What will happen? What will happen? Nothing. So if the enemies come, what will happen? So it is mentioned that Sudarshan Chakra was always rolling on top of Ambarish Maharaj's kingdom. Always. And he was very vigilantly watching because he is doing Hari Bhakti, continuously doing Hari Bhakti. Then who will do the activities of protecting the kingdom from the enemies or those who want to attack? Even the lust, greed, envy, anger is always there. So it is mentioned that Sudarshan Chakra was taking care. Ananyastinta yantomam yejanah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam bhamyam. So beautiful, like the great personalities. You see the king among the rishis. So kings also called Raja Rishi. So Raja Rishi, rishis among the kings. It's very important. So people may think, oh, king means he will have so many duties. Many. I'm busy. What you're busy? The king himself is becoming a rishi. He has so many affairs to take care of in the kingdom. What busy are you that you don't have time to worship Lord Hari or chant his names or attend classes or simple, but everybody says, I'm busy. But here it's mentioned Raja Rishi. So rishis are those who have attained perfection by spiritual achievements. Such spiritual achievements can be earned by all. Whether one is a king or a mendicant. Not that, okay, you are sometimes when saffron devotees, brahmacharis or somebody, they go and preach to grahasthas. Generally, the response from the grahastha is, see, you are free, you can do, but we are busy. We have children, we have family, we have this, that. That is why Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he encouraged grahasthas to preach Krishna consciousness. Call your neighbors and preach Krishna consciousness, and they will see that how being a grahastha, being a married person, practically a person is practicing Krishna consciousness at the same time, performing his household duties in a better way, beautiful way. At the same time, he is also taking care of his earning and other office work and everything also is taking care. It's possible. It's by the empowerment of the Supreme Lord. How it is possible? Very simple. Krishna is telling, Ananyastintayanto mam yejanah paryupasate, without any concern, thoughtful process of always calculating and planning my life, always calculating, planning my life, always calculating. And one fine day, Krishna will smash all your plans. Because you're so busy in planning your own intelligence and everything only will execute everything in your life. No faith on the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. And the entire time you're busy. Krishna is not our servant. Of course, we need to take care of our basic requirement. But entire life, so that you forget serving Krishna or you claim that you're very busy with Krishna, then Krishna will smash. But at the same time, a person who is intelligently managing these things and very nicely worshipping the Supreme Lord, chanting mainly, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, understanding the Krishna conscious philosophy and spreading Krishna conscious philosophy. This is the highest of all kind of worship. Instead of worshipping day and night a deity or something, if you can preach to some people, if you can make somebody Krishna consciousness, then in order to do that, you need to know the scriptures thoroughly. In order to do that, you need to know the scriptures very clearly, nicely, you should know the philosophy. Then only you can, when they ask questions, you should be able to answer the questions. So this expertise is very essential for a devotee. Any level you are, like Prabhupada is mentioning, a king or a mendicant. You may be a very poor person or you may be a king. But everybody, spiritual achievement, grahitako, vanitako, sada hari bolitako. So it's not that only for brahmachari, he's full time in the temple, he will only do like this. Not like that. According to one's own capacity, one will perform Krishna consciousness, except for the 100% chanting. Chanting, taking initiation from spiritual master, these are all mandatory. These are all mandatory. One day do you do arati, one day you don't do arati. It's okay, you're traveling, you didn't do. That's okay. That's okay. But it's not okay if you don't chant. Because na niyame na kalaha, only mouth is required. And a simple counting machine is required. We don't have even chanting bag. We have the apps nowadays. It's very advanced. The science is very advanced. We have beautiful instruments, beautiful digital facilities. Very, very amazing and very helpful. Who can give an excuse now? Oh, I didn't bring a chanting bag. Clicker. Oh, I didn't bring clicker also. No problem. Install the app. Finish ho gaya. So practically nobody should actually go out of this. The most unfortunate, the greatest loser, who is the greatest loser, is a person who come across Krishna consciousness but is not practicing. Such spiritual achievements can be earned by all, whether king also, Raja can also be a rishi. And then what to speak of ordinary citizens like us? What is the difficulty? We are not doing Agnihotra in the morning and so many yajna, puja and this and that. Nothing is there. Nothing. So Bhishma Deva himself was also one of the Brahma rishis. So he didn't take kingship. He didn't take kingship. He was living like a Brahmana only, Brahmacharya Virudha. He was in the Brahmachari Virudha. He was a Brahmachari. He will do Tarpana for Bhishma Deva in Ganga, because Ganga is taking the Tarpana of everybody in Kasi. You go to Allahabad, Prayag, Gaya. Gaya Ganga is not there, but Allahabad and Prayag and Kasi you go. Varanasi, you will see that so many people are offering oblation in Ganges for their forefathers. Then Ganga's own son, then Bhishma Dev, he didn't have children. So we will chant his mantra and offer during Bhishma Panchaka time, 5 days. We will offer the Tarpana to Bhishma Dev. So that is called, in that Abhuvana Brahmacharine, you will say that he is a great Brahmachari of this universe. So he is Brahma Rishi, the chief of the descendants of, and the chief of the descendants of King Bharata. Also, he came in the Bharata Varsha, is named after this king. So they are all authorized rulers. They are coming in the descendants. So it's not that they were the kings of Hastinapura, but Hastinapura is like Chakravarti, headquarters. And there are many small kings who will take care of the local areas. But the main king will be ruling. All the rishis are situated in the quality of goodness. Some of them are situated beyond goodness, but most of them, rishi, the word rishi means situated in quality of goodness, which is also a material quality, unless somebody is a Vaishnava. All of them assembled there on hearing the news of the great warriors' impending death. So you may wonder, oh, in those days there were bullock cart. They were going very slowly, so we invented motor car. No, sorry. There were horses and there were rishis and munis who can travel in the speed of mind. They can travel from any planet to any planet with their Siddha Shaktis. And that way, that science is always there. Some methodology of transportation is always provided for urgent messages, fast conversations. Vyasadeva were very dissatisfied after writing Vedas. Then he was just thinking, what is the reason like this? Then Narada Muni arrived just there. My dear disciple, for a particular counseling. Now there is a phone call. We are calling and asking for counseling. We are writing mails to Guru Maharaj or sending message to Guru Maharaj through somebody or WhatsApp, something like that. So we are in this way, there is always have been communication. And you say that all the rishis have come, who and all have come. All the Raja rishis have come. And also the Brahma rishis have come. Not only that, Deva rishi also has come. So already he is actually one of the Vasus. So you see here that there was a great help from demigods here. Previous verse, it was mentioned that Bhishma looked like a demigod fallen from the sky. It's very glowing, very beautiful, very handsome, big limbs and very, very nice looking body. They don't have much of disease and perspiration, sweating, fatigue, tiredness. These are all not there for demigods. They have got a better instrument. Like you have a vehicle for transportation, like you have a cycle or a bike, like we humans will have like cycle or bike or something like that. Demigods are like Audi car. Sit there, the seat will automatically massage and automatically. So better facility due to their punya karma, but that will also be snatched away once the punya karma is over. It's a temporary thing. The body, we are not the body. And what is the use of a body massage? Anyway. So we have to be intelligent enough to go to the end goal. So this is this verse where all the rishis have assembled. 3 kinds of rishis are explained: Brahma Rishi, Raja Rishi, and Deva Rishi. We'll go to the next verse, 2 verses together, 1, 9, 6, 7. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, text 6 and 7. Parvato Narado Daumyo
Parvato Narado Daumyo
Bhagavan Badarayana
Bhagavan Badarayana
Brihadasvo Brihadvija Bharadvaja Brihadasvo
Brihadasvo
Bharadvaja
Bharadvija
Sasishyo Renuka Sutta
Sasishyo Renuka Sutta
Vasishta Indra Pramadas
Vashishta Indra Pramadas
Trito Gritas Madosita
Trito Gritsa Mado Sthita
Kakshivan Gautamo Atrischa
Kakshivan Gautamo Atrischa
Kaushiko Adasudarshana.
Kaushiko Ata Sudarshanaha.
These are the rishi names. You can say like Parvada Narada Daumya
Parvato Narado Daumya
Bhagavan Badarayana
Bhagavan Vadarayana
Brihadashvo Bharadvaja
Brihat
Bharadvaja Brihadasvo
Brihatasvo
Bharadvaja
Bharadvaja
Sashishyo Renuka Sutta
Sasishyo Renuka Sutta
Vashishta Indra Pramadas
Vashishta Indra Pramadas
Trito Gritsamadostita
Trito Gritsa Madosthita
Kakshivan Gautamo Atrischa
Kakshivan Gautamo Atrischa
Kaushiko Adasutarshana.
Kaushiko Ata Sudarshanaha
Parvato Narado Daumyo
Parvato Narado Daumyo
Bhagavan Badarayana
Bhagavan Badarayana
Brihadasvo Bharadvaja
Brihatasvo Bharadvaja
Sashishyo Renuka Sutta
Sishyo Renuka Sutta
Vasishta Indra Pramadas
Vashishta Indra Pramadas
Trito Gritsamado Astita
Trito Gritsa Mado Sthita
Kakshivan Gautamo Atrischa
Kakshivan Gautamo Atrischa
Kaushiko Ata Sudarshana.
Kaushiko Ata Sudarshanaha
Synonyms, please repeat. Parvata, Parvata Muni.
Parvata Parvata Muni
Narada, Narada Muni.
Narada Narada Muni
Daumya, Daumya.
Daumya Daumya
Bhagavan, incarnation of Godhead.
Bhagavan incarnation of Godhead
Badarayana, Vyasadeva.
Badarayana Vyasadeva
Brihadasvaha, Brihadasvaba.
Brihadasvaha Brihadasva
Bharadvajaha, Bharadvaja.
Bharadvajaha Bharadvaja
Sasishyaha, along with disciples.
Sashishyaha along with disciples
Renuka Sutta, Parasurama, Wow.
Renuka Suta Parashurama
Vasishta, Vasishta,
Vasishtha Vasishtha
Indra Pramada, Indra Pramada,
Indra Pramada
Trita, Trita,
Trita
Gritsyamada, Gritsyamada,
Grithamada
Asista, Asista,
Ashishta
Kakshivan, Kakshivan,
Kakshivan
Gautamaha, Gautama,
Gautama
Atrihi, Atri,
Atri
Kaushikaha, Kaushika,
Kaushika
Ata, as well as
Ata as well as
Sudarshanaha, Sudarshana.
Sudarshana
Wow. Translation. All the sages like Parvatamuni,
all the sages like Parvata Muni,
Narada, Daumya, Vyasa, the incarnation of God,
Narada, Dhaumya, Vyasa, the incarnation of God,
Brihadasva, Bharadwaja, and Parasurama,
Brihadasva, Bharadvaja and Parashurama
and disciples,
And
and disciples,
Vasishta, Indrapramada,
Vasishtha, Indra Pramada,
Drita, Gritsamada,
Trita, Gritsamada,
Asita, Kakshivan,
Asita, Kakshivan,
Gautama, Atri,
Gautama, Atri,
Kaushika, and Sudarshana
Kaushika and Sudarshana
were present.
were present.
Purport.
Purport. Parvata Muni is considered to be one of the oldest sages. He is almost always a constant companion of Narada Muni. They are also spacemen competent to travel in the air without the help of any material vehicle. Parvata Muni is also a Devarishi or a great sage amongst the demigods like Narada. He was present along with Narada at the sacrificial ceremony of Maharaja Janamejaya, son of Maharaja Parikshit. In this sacrifice, all the snakes of the world were to be killed. Parvata Muni and Narada Muni are called Gandharvas also because they can travel in the air singing the glories of the Lord. Since they can travel in the air, they observed Draupadi's Swayamvara ceremony, selecting of her own husband from the air. Like Narada Muni, Parvata Muni also used to visit the royal assembly in the heaven of King Indra. As a Gandharva, sometimes he visited the royal assembly of Kuvera, one of the important demigods. Both Narada and Parvata were once in trouble with the daughter of Maharaja Srinjaya. Maharaja Srinjaya got the benediction of a son by Parvata Muni. Narada Muni is inevitably associated with the narrations of the Puranas. He is described in the Bhagavatam. In his previous life, he was the son of a maidservant, but by good association with pure devotees, he became enlightened in devotional service. And in the next life, he became a perfect man, comparable with himself only. In the Mahabharata, his name is mentioned in many places. He is the principal Devarishi or the chief sage among the demigods. He is the son and disciple of Brahmaji, and from him the disciplic succession in the line of Brahma has been spread. He initiated Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, and many celebrated devotees of the Lord. He initiated even Vyasadeva, the author of the Vedic literatures, and from Vyasadeva, Madhavacharya was initiated, and thus the Madhava Sampradaya, in which the Gaudiya Sampradaya is also included, has spread all over the universe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belonged to this Madhava Sampradaya. Therefore,
It's
Brahmaji,
Madhva,
Narada,
Madhva.
belong to this, sorry ma'am. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belonged to this Madhava Sampradaya. Therefore, Brahmaji, Narada, Vyasa, down to Madhava. Chaitanya, Madhava Sampradaya, Chaitanya and the Goswamis all belong to the same line of disciplic succession. Naradaji has instructed many kings from the time immemorial. In the Bhagavatam, we can see that he instructed Prahlad Maharaj while he was in the womb of his mother. And he instructed Vasudeva, father of Krishna, as well as Maharaja Yudhishthira. Dhaumya, a great sage who practiced severe penances at Utkochaka Tirtha and was appointed royal priest of the Pandava kings. He acted as the priest in many religious functions of the Pandavas, samskara, and also each of the Pandavas was attended by him at the betrothal of Draupadi. He was present even during the exile of the Pandavas and used to advise them in circumstances when they were perplexed. He instructed them how to live incognito for 1 year, and his instructions were strictly followed by the Pandavas during that time. His name is mentioned also when the general funeral ceremony was performed after the Battle of Kurukshetra in the Anusashana Padava, of Mahabharata 127.15 to 16. He gave very elaborate religious instructions to Maharaja Yudhishthira. He was actually the right type of priest of a householder, for he could guide the Pandavas on the right path of religion. A priest is meant for guiding the householder progressively in the right path of ashrama dharma, or the occupational duty of a particular caste. There is practically no difference between the family priest and the spiritual master. The sages, saints, and brahmanas were specially meant for such functions. Badarayana Vyasadeva. He is known as Krishna. Krishna Dvapayana. Dvapayana Satyavati Suta Parasarya Parasaratmaja Badarayana Veda Vyasa, etc. He was the son of Mahamuni Parashara. He was the son of Mahamuni Parashara in the womb of Satyavati prior to her betrothal with Maharaja Santanu, the father of the great general grandfather Bhishma Deva. He is a powerful incarnation of Narayana, and he broadcasts the Vedic wisdom to the world. As such, Vyasadeva is offered respects before one chants the Vedic literature, especially the Puranas. Sukadeva Goswami was his son, and rishis like Vishampayana were his disciples for different branches of the Vedas. He is the author of the great epic Mahabharata and the great transcendental literature Bhagavatam. The Brahma Sutras, the Vedanta Sutras, or Badarayana Sutras were compiled by him. Amongst sages, he is the most respected author by dint of severe penances. When he wanted to record the great epic Mahabharata for the welfare of all people in the age of Kali, he was feeling the necessity of a powerful writer who could take up his dictation. By the order of Brahmaji, Sri Ganesha ji took up the charge of noting down the dictation on the condition that Vyasadeva would not stop dictation for a moment. The Mahabharata was thus compiled by the joint endeavor of Vyasa and Ganesha. By the order of his mother, Satyavati, who was later married to Maharaja Shantanu, and by the request of Bhishmadeva, the eldest son of Maharaja Shantanu, by his first wife, the Ganges, he begot three brilliant sons whose names are Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidura. The Mahabharata was compiled by Vyasadeva after the battle of Kurukshetra and after the death of all the heroes of Mahabharata. It was first spoken in the royal assembly of Maharaja Janamejaya, the son of Maharaja Parikshita. Brihadaswa, an ancient sage who used to meet Maharaja Yudhishthira now and then. First of all, he met Maharaja Yudhishthira at Kamyavana. This sage narrated the history of Maharaja Nala. There is another Brihadasva who is the son of the Ikshvaku dynasty. Mahabharata Vana Parva 209.4 to 5. Bharadwaja. He is the son of the 7 great rishis and was present at the time of the birth ceremony of Arjuna. The powerful rishi sometimes undertook severe penances on the shore of the Ganges, and his ashrama is still celebrated at Prayagadhama. It is learned that this rishi, while taking bath in the Ganges, happened to meet Gritachi, one of the beautiful society girls of heaven, and thus he discharged semen, which was kept and preserved in an earthen pot, and from which Drona was born. So Dronacharya is the son of Bharadwaja Muni. Others say that Bharadwaja, the father of Drona, is a different person from Maharshi Bharadwaja. He was a great devotee of Brahma. Once he approached Dronacharya and requested him to stop the battle of Kurukshetra. Parashurama or Renukasuta. He is the son of Maharshi Jamadagni and Srimati Renuka. Thus, he is also known as Renukasuta. He is one of the powerful incarnations of God, and he killed the Kshatriya community as a whole 21 times. With the blood of the Kshatriyas, he pleased the souls of his forefathers. Later on, he underwent severe penances at the Mahendra Parvata. After taking the whole earth from the Kshatriyas, he gave it in charity to Kasyapa Muni. Parashurama instructed the Dhanurveda, or the science of fighting, to Dronacharya because he happened to be a Brahmana. He was present during the coronation of Maharaja Yudhishthira, and he celebrated the function along with other great rishis. Parashurama is so old that he met both Rama and Krishna at different times. He fought with Rama, but he accepted Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. He also praised Arjuna when he saw him with Krishna. When Bhishma refused to marry Amba, who wanted him to become her husband, Amba met Parashurama, and by her request only he asked Bhishma Deva to accept her as his wife. Bhishma refused to obey his order, although he was one of the spiritual masters of Bhishma Deva. Parashurama fought with Bhishma Deva when Bhishma neglected his warning. Both of them fought very severely, and at last Parashurama was pleased with Bhishma and gave him the benediction of becoming the greatest fighter in the world. Vasishtha, the great celebrated sage among the Brahmanas, well known as Brahma Rishi, Vasishtha Deva, he is a prominent figure in both the Ramayana and Mahabharata periods. He celebrated the coronation ceremony of the personality of Godhead Sri Rama. He was present also on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He could approach all the higher and lower planets, and his name is also connected with the history of Hiranyakashipu. There was a great tension between him and Vishwamitra, who wanted his Kamadhenu, wish-fulfilling cow. Vasishtha Muni refused to spare his Kamadhenu, and for this Vishwamitra his one killed his 100 sons. As a perfect Brahmana, he tolerated all the taunts of Vishwamitra. Once he tried to commit suicide on account of Vishwamitra's torture, but all his attempts were unsuccessful. He jumped from a hill, but the stones on which he fell became a stack of cotton, and thus he was saved. He jumped into the ocean, but the waves washed him ashore. He jumped into the river, but the river also washed him ashore. Thus, all his suicide attempts were unsuccessful. He is also one of the 7 rishis and husband of Arundhati, the famous star. Indra Pramada, another celebrated rishi. Trita, one of the 3 sons of Prajapati Gautama. He was the 3rd son, and his other 2 brothers were known as Ekat and Dvita. Ekat and Dvita. All the brothers were great sages and strict followers of the principles of religion. By dint of severe penances, they were promoted to Brahmaloka, the planet where Brahmaji lives. Once Trita Muni fell into a well. He was an organizing worker of many sacrifices, and as one of the great sages, he also came to show respect to Bhishmaji at his deathbed. He was one of the 7 sages in the Varuna Loka. He hailed from the western countries of the world. As such, most probably he belonged to the European countries. At that time, the whole world was under one Vedic culture. Grisamada, one of the sages of the heavenly kingdom. He was a close friend of Indra, the king of heaven, and was as great as Brihaspati. He used to visit the royal assembly of Maharaja Yudhishthira, and he also visited the place where Bhishma Deva breathed his last. Sometimes he explained the glories of Lord Shiva before Maharaja Yudhishthira. He was the son of Vitahavya. He was the son of Vitahavya, and he resembled in features the body of Indra. Sometimes the enemies of Indra mistook him to be Indra and arrested him. He was a great scholar of the Rig Veda, and thus he was highly respected by the Brahmana community. He lived a life of celibacy and was powerful in every respect. Asita. There was a king of the same name, but hearing the Asita mentioned, is the Asita Devala Rishi, a great powerful sage of the time. He explained to his father 15, 15 lakh verses from the Mahabharata. 15 lakh verses from the Mahabharata. He was one of the members in the snake sacrifice of Maharaja Janamejaya. Janamejaya. He was also present during the coronation ceremony of Maharaja Yudhishthira along with other great rishis. He also gave Maharaja Yudhishthira instructions while he was on the Anjana hill. He was also one of the devotees of Lord Shiva. Kakshivan, one of the sons of Gautama Muni and the father of the great sage Chanda Kaushika. Chanda Kaushika. He was one of the members of parliament of Maharaja Yudhishthira. Atri. Atri Muni was a great Brahmana sage and was one of the mental sons of Brahmaji. Brahmaji is so powerful that simply by thinking of a son, he can have it. These sons are known as Manasa Putras. Out of 7 Manasa Putras of Brahmaji and out of the 7 great Brahmana sages, Atri was one. In his family, the great Prasitas were also born. Atri Muni had two Kshatriya sons who became kings. King Arthama is one of them. He is counted as one of the 21 Prajapatis. His wife's name was Anasuya, and he helped Maharaja Parikshit in his great sacrifices. Kaushika, one of the permanent rishi members in the royal assembly of Maharaja Yudhishthira, he sometimes met Lord Krishna. There are several other sages of the same name. Sudarshana. This wheel, which is accepted by the personality of Godhead, Vishnu or Krishna, as his personal weapon, is the most powerful weapon, greater than the Brahmastras or similar other disastrous weapon. In some of the Vedic literatures, it is said that Agni Deva, the fire god, presented this weapon to Lord Sri Krishna. But factually, this weapon is eternally carried by the Lord. Agni Deva presented this weapon to Krishna in the same way that Rukmini was given by Maharaja Rukma to the Lord. The Lord accepts such presentations. From his devotees, even though such presentations are eternally his property. There is an elaborate description of this weapon in the Adi Parva of the Mahabharata. Lord Sri Krishna used this weapon to kill Shishupala, a rival of the Lord. He also killed Salva by this weapon, and sometimes he wanted his friend Arjuna to use it to kill his enemies. Mahabharata, Virata Parva 56.3.
Om Tat Sat Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshusha Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Very, very amazing scene we can see. Like we saw that in the previous verse, that how Panchapandavas are traveling along with Krishna. Draupadi, everybody is traveling to see Bhishma. So Bhishma has not left the body. He is in the bed of arrows, and he's waiting for Uttarayana to come, so that in Uttarayana he can leave the body. So when he was lying down like that, then they're all going to see. We saw that how in the chariot, who and all were there. That was the previous verse we saw. In the chariot, how they were all there, and who was there. So he was looking, how he was looking. Raja Rishi, Deva Rishi, everybody was assembled, and their names are mentioned here. And before that, we saw that, seeing him lying around on a demigod fallen from the sky, Pandava king Yudhishthira along with his younger brothers and Lord Krishna bowed before them. Even Krishna, in the family custom, as a cousin, he is bowing down, cousin of Pandava's younger generation. Krishna, Arjuna and all are younger generation. So here if you see, Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, also followed seated in the chariot with Arjuna. Thus King Yudhishthira appeared very aristocratic like a Kuvera, surrounded by the companions. Like that he was traveling and going, and who were all there if you see, along with. At that time, all his brothers, Yudhishthira brothers, all of them followed in beautiful chariot drawn by first-class horses, decorated with gold ornaments with them, and Vyasa and rishis like Daumya. They are all traveling together with Pancha Pandavas. They were all giving, see, Akinchana Gochara. This is the beautiful description of Akinchana Gochara. They never had anything. Pancha Pandavas grew up in the forest. They never had anything for themselves. They were no kingdom except for a training which was given by Dronacharya. Other than that, in a kingly order, they never received anything. So Bhishma Deva was very perplexed. They are all Bharatas and they are not ruling the kingdom. Neither they don't have manpower, no money, no strength. Duryodhana and Sakuni are so smart that they developed a very friendly relationship with everybody, with various kings, and got their support. Helpless, these 5 boys and a widow mother and the Draupadi were helpless totally. And in that helpless situation, we see that, and the war has happened, and now all the enemies are killed. So many crores of people, even the people who were supporting Pancha Pandavas, they were also killed. All warriors are killed. Horses and elephants which are qualified to fight a war were killed. Thousands and thousands, lakhs of horses, lakhs of elephants were killed. The Hastinapur is called Hastinapur because there is Hasti, so much of. So at last, nobody they had, people may think, what is this killing everybody? Krishna, the Arjuna also told, Kim no Rajyena Govinda, Kim Bhogair Jivitena va. What will we do with the Bhoga? But you see here, what will we do when we kill all these people and we get a kingdom? What is the use? The kingdom is not for enjoyment. It is the kingdom is to maintain the conditioned souls in order to somehow show them a spiritual path. Self-realization, God realization, all these are responsibilities of king, not to provide food and shelter and roti, kapada, makan. Government ka duty, what is it? Government duty? Roti, kapada, makan. This is not government's duty. Government's duty is to enlighten a person, put him in such a process that he undergoes Krishna consciousness and he get liberated. So, time up. So see who and all going. They are never alone. You see here, they are never alone. Krishna is going along with Arjuna in the chariot. And then all the rishis, they are all present here. Great, great people. Brahma Rishi, Raja Rishi. Everybody, great personalities. Parasurama, who is also in Shakti Avesh, another Shakti Avesh avatar of Krishna. He is also present here. He fought with Rama, but he was friendly with Krishna. So Parvata Muni, Narada Muni, Daumya Muni, and incarnation of the Supreme Lord, literary incarnation, Vyasadeva. It's called Badarayana, Bhagavan Badarayana. Vyasadeva is there, Narada Muni is there. And first, starting itself, Parvata Muni is the close friend of Narada. Always, almost always, they travel together. It's not that Narada, Akela, that is. Parikshit Maharaj will be fasting for death, okay? At that time, Sukadeva Goswami will enter, and that scene is described. All the women, so many people were following, common men, women, children, everybody was following that. It is not new. Sometimes it is wrongly projected, a Rishi Muni alone, coming alone. Why? They will always have followers. So here it is mentioned along with their disciples. Along with the disciples, they are all there. Parvata Muni.
Coming and going. See?
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because automatically it logged me off. Okay. So in this way, they are never anath. Okay. Nobody is, if they are devotee. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejanah paryupasate tesham nitya abhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. What is the use of having hundreds and hundreds of favorable people and a big crowd when they are all against Krishna? Or they are so many foolish. Public opinion is not our opinion. That is what Prabhupada said. We are not here to please the public, but we are here to tell the truth and liberate people. Just a second. Why the meeting controls are not appearing for me? Oh,
Just go to the Zoom. Zoom is closed.
I shared in this only. This is shared, no?
No, it is not shared.
Not shared.
Yeah, Zoom is closed because of internet. Click the Zoom.
हम कहाँ कार्ड वाले खोल दिया हमें कार्ड दे नंबर वो लगाता है ना
कार्ड से करके ना नंबर था मोबाइल में चला गया
छोड़ देते
Reclaim.
कार्ड वाले अपने
Yes.
नंबर लगाता है तो कैसे लगाता था नंबर
काफी नंबर था मोबाइल में था
You are asking about questions.
Huh?
You are asking questions.
No. Just a second. Oh. 1 second. எங்க இருக்கு? No. Sorry. Yeah. So there is so many people Krishna has given them. Ananyas chintayanto mam yojana paripasate. Whoever is attached to Krishna and they are dependent fully on Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what they lack, Krishna will provide. What they have, Krishna will protect, is proved in this. I think the internet is not proper. I go here, change the internet. It is not. Very slow, I think. We have to change this provider. Geo, we need to. Okay, anyway. So here Krishna is giving association. See, Bhishma is there. He is also a devotee. Panchapandava is devotee. Everybody was dead. But who and all are there? People may think, okay, so Panchapandavas and Kunti alone went and did the oblation for all the dead people. No. Krishna was there as a friend, as a family member. He's accompanying them everywhere they go. They went to the Ganges in order to do the oblation to all the dead people. At that time also we saw Krishna was there with them. He was sitting and sleeping. And when Panchapandavas, they were there in the forest, how austere life. he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in Dwaraka, beautiful kingdom is waiting and a nice bed and a comfortable food. Everything is there. But he came to the forest and he was sleeping on the floor along with Panchapandavas and living with them and all. Krishna was doing this. How wonderful is the Supreme Lord. How wonderful. This is called Tvam Akinchana Gochara. He's called Akinchana Gochara. Krishna, you're Akinchana Gochara. So here Krishna is giving association and friendship, and so many people and Kunti is telling the whole world is against us. We have created enemies because there are so many children and ladies and who are become widows. They may be angry, but most of them are devotees. They don't. But some of them who were the Duryodhana's side, they were all angry only. But see who and all are there standing by with them. They travel together to see great rishis, Parvata Muni, Narada Muni, Narada and Vyasa, Parasurama. Oh my God. Sudarshana Chakra. Sudarshana is a personality. Sudarshan Chakra is present. Parvata Muni, Narada Muni, Daumya, Vyasa, all Bharadwaja. We say we have Kotra and all Bharadwaja, Kotra, Parasurama is incarnation of the Lord. Vasishta. Vasishta is considered the top of all like rishis. 7 stars you will see in the sky called Sabda Rishis, who are always going around Dhruva, because in Dhruva Loka, Dhruva Maharaj is worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they also want to go around the temple, which is established by Dhruva Maharaj, where the Supreme Lord is personally present. Not a deity will be there, but the Lord himself will be there, smiling and talking and mixing with Dhruva. Like this, when the Lord is there in the Dhruva, the pole star, we say pole star in the night, we can see, if you have a clear sky, you can one of the Saptarishi and his wife is Arundhati. Arundhati is also worshipped during the wedding. Vasishta and Arundhati's blessing is asked for. Tango, it's not connected. Whatever I'm speaking, you are not able to hear, no?
Ma'am, you got disconnected, ma'am.
No, you hear? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, ma'am, you got disconnected, ma'am. We were not able to hear you.
Just now it will come again.
You speak in this.
You got disconnected, ma'am. We were not able to hear you.
Yeah. Okay, now you can hear.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, I got this. Who is doing this? Who is doing this?
Internet.
How?
Restart.
Okay, anyway, there is some problem with our internet. We need to change our provider. The provider is very. So, in this way, how many are there who are all standing? Daumya, Vyasa, great rishis and munis and Raja rishis, Deva rishis, Sudarshana Chakra, Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is it called? Quality people. Quality association is given to Panchapandavas even after the great war. These people are all great rishis and munis were with them. They were never alone. Devotees are always having quality association. Having a large crowd of followers is not important, but who is there? Are they genuine people, or they're all pure devotees, or they're favorable for Krishna consciousness? So having an association of quality people is very, very important. And Krishna gave this to Panchapandavas. We can see how Krishna is standing by his words in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is telling whichever personalities underwent. Draupadi underwent this trouble. Underwent the trouble because she performed this sacrifice for service of Krishna. Krishna wanted this to happen. Krishna wanted the war to happen. Krishna wanted to eradicate unnecessary elements from the earth. They all cooperated despite they had the bodily concept thing is coming and going and coming and going, which is the Brahma is doing bhutva praliyate. Brahma in one day, like so thousands of times he's seeing pralaya. 1,000 times all conditions, soul dying, getting new bodies, getting. So he entered the universe when there were no new bodies. He is the one who created by his Prajapatis, appointing his sons as Prajapatis. Here one Prajapati is also there. It's mentioned that there is a Prajapati here. So in this way, Brahma is creating. So for him, he knows this body is like, is not perplexed, is not disturbed. So this Krishna is asking us not to get disturbed. When we see massive death, we see that there is corona, many people die. Bewildered. No bewilderment. So Dhira, Krishna is asking us to stay Dhira. Dhira means don't get perplexed or bewildered. This will happen. Everybody who's born is to be dead. At the same time, good association, quality people will be around in order to spread the Krishna consciousness, in order to benefit everybody, human society, bringing happiness and bliss to the human society, to all the society. Why only human society? But all the living entities should be in bliss. And that is possible only by Krishna consciousness. So here, description of each of the Muni's life is given. If you have any doubt of this much the Prabhupada is giving is enough. We need not dig into their Purana and read more detail about what is that. We are not interested. As much as Prabhupada gives, that much only we will go through. Because here Mahabharata is mentioned, but it is not our interest. Okay, I will go to Mahabharata and search. If Mahabharata is also important, Prabhupada would have written that also here. Prabhupada would have translated Mahabharata. Or he would have given more detail about all the rishis. Whatever detail he has given here is enough. Information is enough. We are not interested in digging the lives of all these people because there were more advanced people like pure devotees and manjaris and gopis and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates. They have all come and we want to know the information about them. The thing is the difference between meditating, very, very important to understand. I concentrate, of course, Vyasadeva, we can think of Narada Muni, more than Narada Muni, of course. And important Sudarshan, of course, we are having transcendental people here. But there are many rishis and munis, and if you dig deep and it's mentioned, whoever you think you will in your life, whoever is you're thinking so much, you're talking about them, you will be born among them only. This Prabhu, that Mataji, this Prabhu you're talking, you will be born among them. If you're talking so much this rishi, that rishi, and Sanskrit verses and that and this, Mahabharata, you will be born on the material world only because they are all there in the material world. All the Sabda rishis are going around. They may have their duties. They are appointed by Krishna. They are doing their duties. But you are unnecessarily becoming attached. That's why Prabhupada is giving as much as required. As much as required for us, our nourishment of Krishna consciousness is provided in Bhagavatam. Anything outside that is there in Vedas. Go to previous, rewind and go to Vyasadev's. Take. So we should be very careful that, okay, Prabhupada has not two things we hear. One is some advanced people. Prabhupada has not provided very detailedly about Chanakya Pandita. So I am going and taking all the verses of Chanakya Pandita and I will keep quoting. No, as much as required, Prabhupada has quoted two places or three places. Now Chanakya has become a big subject matter. Why Prabhupada, if it is important, Prabhupada would have provided more information. But we want to stray away from Acharya Parampara. Same way, some people who are saying, oh, common people cannot understand Prabhupada's purport. No, so we are writing another easy book. Oh, how God exists, God doesn't exist. And like this, I will write some notes. Prabhupada's speech, even Western people became devotee, Baba. Drug addicts have become devotee. So, common people cannot understand Prabhupada. It is not easy. No, so I am easily explaining. In that book also, no need. No need. If you are a genuine person, you will be able to answer all the questions from Prabhupada's purpose itself. Of course, the realizations arise from that. But one should not comment like this. Oh, it's very complex. Of course, Bhagavad Gita is complex. Prabhupada never wrote Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada never wrote Bhagavad Gita initially. He took only two, and his Bhagavad Gita was stolen. It was stolen by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. Not his wife is the Supreme Controller. She is simply an instrument. The wife is, we should not get angry on his wife and this and material emotion. In a pure devotee's life, who can play a role except for the Supreme Lord? And Prabhupada is a pure devotee. And others are only instruments. So Bhagavad Gita was stolen, his wife put for tea, and I hate his wife and hate tea. No. The tea leaf can also be used to decorate the temple. Only thing is you cannot consume it. Any living entity, Milecha, Yavana, any living entity is servant of Krishna. And they can be even external energy can be used to serve Krishna, like material elements. In this world, the table, chair, everything is matter. That is also used to serve Krishna. We are making altar, we are reading Bhagavatam, sitting on a table or a chair. In this way, everything can be utilized in this. Everybody is servant. External energy, internal energy, and marginal energy are servant of Krishna. All the spirit souls are servant of Krishna. May let them be in any body. So Prabhupada was like this. You didn't read Prabhupada, you don't have faith. That is the problem. Easily you want to explain, you think you're an acharya, you can explain. Whatever people follow you are all bakwas. You're materially contaminated, you will have materially contaminated people around. They're all bogus. Completely bogus philosophy, bogus everything will go. So we should be very, very careful that how Prabhupada was able to bring transformation in the heart of Western people. Guru Maharaj and all are product of Guru Prabhupada. And he from which country? Which background? Unless Prabhupada explained it easily how they became devotees. Now Guru Maharaj is explaining easily. No, I cannot hear and he is not speaking so nicely. I'm waiting for his book. Let the book come, I'll gather the information. When a pure devotee is speaking, you have to hear, that is Ravanam. That is mentioned in the book, elementary lesson of Krishna consciousness. Hear from your spiritual master. Or hear from a pure devotee. If he is not your spiritual master, he is a pure devotee, is well proven. In 50 years in ISKCON, he has proven. What other proof you require? Come and see the kingdom created by him. You come to Mayapur, you enjoy Ganga, this, that, Radha Madhava Arati, Prasadam. All these things, Namahata, go and do purchasing. Don't know the person who established from scratch by the order of the spiritual master cannot appreciate him. What kind of devotion you will have? What kind of realization? What kind of follower chamcha you will have? All are bakwas. Visiting a holy place, not hearing a pure devotee. Not visiting a pure devotee. Is present there, is giving lecture. This is completely against Krishna consciousness and teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada's books are amazing. We have to read the books. From the books we need to speak. And we should be able to quote anywhere where from we are speaking, we should be able to quote. Okay, it's in this book at least, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. Some people say Bhagavad Gita, but it won't be there in Bhagavad Gita. We have to ask them to show where it is. So we should become expert. Guru Maharaj is again and again telling we should become expert in Prabhupada's books. As soon as we see this purport, immediately we'll dodge into Mahabharata or some, what is that, Manu Samhita. I'm reading Manu Samhita on various books and I'm expert in Sanskrit, quoting this and that in Sanskrit. No, Sanskrit we need not. Of course, we need to quote one or two slokas which Prabhupada is regularly quoting. We will quote that also. But it is not that I'll mug up all the slokas in Bhagavad Gita, all the slokas in Bhagavatam. No, so that I become a Sanskrit scholar and show off in front of the public. And I stand some extra slokas so that common devotee will not understand. In ISKCON, Prabhupada set the standards of Krishna consciousness based on the Rupa Goswami's instruction, the 64 Angas of Bhakti and 64 Gaudiya Mats, which are set up by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur with the same Mangalarti Darshanarti processes. The same 64 is expanded by his disciple Bhakti, our Prabhupada, 108 temples. And now, by the sincere effort of Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, and assisted by his other God brothers, in many God brothers, but most of the temples were established. 1,008 temples are also going to be established in the next Acharya Parampara. And what are all these temples? Or practice of Krishna consciousness systematically organized. It's an educational institution. Practical implementation in the form of 64 Angas of Bhakti are very nicely, organizedly presented in various ways in Bhakti centers, in Bhakti Vrikshas, in Namahatas. And there are, of course, some temples, 1,008 temples. And there can be 10,000s and 10,000s of Bhakti centers and Bhakti Vrikshas. But there will be some temples will also be there. All these things are by the sincere effort of Acharya Parampara, all these are expanding, and we should stick to Srila Prabhupada's books and purports. Guru Maharaj wanted us to read that and understand. We understand this personality is based on the purport. How much is mentioned in the purport? We don't go into story. Can you tell me the story of this? What is this penance at Utoka Tirtha? Where is this place? No, I don't know. I don't know this place. Because Prabhupada has mentioned this much. And if this place is very important, he would have mentioned what this Tirtha is about. He would have mentioned here. He has not mentioned, it is not required. So how much we need to, because all these rishis or munis are there in the material world. But if you see the Krishna and his associates and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates are all from Goloka Vrindavana, and whom we meditate upon, whom we think upon, whom we talk upon, whom we concentrate our attention upon, we will reach them. A very simple explanation given in Bhagavad Gita. What will be your next destination? What will be your next destination? Will be dependent on whoever you're thinking, you're praying, you're practicing, you're Yanti Deva, Vrita Devan, Pritirin Yanti, Pritin Vitan. Wherever you Bhutani Yanti, so Bhutepyo. So whoever is thinking whatever at the time, not at the time of death, what will come, what will be your consciousness in the life only will come at the time of death. So he has given a short paragraph about each of the rishis and munis. We need to know about them. Of course, Narada Muni, we had an elaborate how he was a previous life, how his mother was beaten by the snake. All these things are explained. So essential things are essential, and they are explained as much as required. As a medicine dose is given, overdose of a medicine will also act against, and underdose will also act against. So Prabhupada is giving beautifully whatever is required about each of the rishis and munis. And we are not interested in these pastimes, stories. It's not pastimes, because Lord may be involved, may not be involved. They'll go to Indra, they will have a fight with Indra, and the Indra will, what is that? Ravata will throw this thing and that thing. So all these stories are there in Padma Purana, Agni Purana, Vayu Purana, Skanda Purana. So there are totally 18 Puranas, and 3 Puranas are Satoguna, 3 Puranas are Rajoguna, 6 Puranas are Satoguna, totally 18 Puranas, 6 Puranas are Satoguna, 6 Puranas are Rajoguna, and 6 Puranas are Tamoguna. So in this way, all Puranas are within the 3 modes of material nature. The 3 modes are material nature. But Amala Purana is beyond material. So Bhagavatam doesn't touch. You wouldn't have seen what color dress they were wearing, what they were like this, and all description is not mentioned. It's not mentioned. That is the interest of a common man. But we are not interested in that. We are interested in hearing about the Supreme Lord and his qualities, how he was one among Pandava Sakha. He was there as a friend of Pandavas in good and bad. All situation he was there along with them. So this is what is we are seeing this relationship, and we are coming to know about each of the rishis and munis. So we can read this and understand about beautiful, very nice mention. Prabhupada is very sweetly giving what is some brief explanation how Parvata Muni is a close friend of Narada Muni, is the oldest of all sages, is amongst constant company of Narada Muni. Maybe we can see tomorrow also one rishi, so that we can remember them in relationship with Krishna. With Prabhu, maybe you can go through once. With I'll also attend, go through once about each of this. But knowing more about them is not essential.
How much we should know Prabhupada?
Yes. How much we
Don't
need.
dig into that, don't explore.
Yeah. The problem is information. Collect information more about him. Not required.
Like
How?
about Mahabharata, Prabhupada, you have 15 lakh verses. That is enough.
Yes. Now and then Prabhupada gives information, that much is enough about that. So it's very dangerous deviation. Sometimes we see that people get into these stuffs and they get deviated totally, and they'll be reading some Mahabharata, some Parva, something they will be reading, because it is Prabhupada mentioned in Bhishma Parva, it is mentioned Prabhupada. If Prabhupada found it more important, Amala Purana has to have it in purports, that will be there in purport. Prabhupada never excluded anything. So what does perfect mean? The word perfect in English. What does perfect mean? Perfect quantity means not less, not more. What is perfect quantity? What is perfect? More is perfect? No. Less is perfect? No. As much as required is perfect. If a medicine has to be given, this many ounce has to be given. No. The disease will get cured more, so I will pour more. Then you will be more diseased. So perfection, the word perfect is used in many places, perfection. And Krishna is telling so beautifully. That is the difference. Arjuna is qualified. Krishna is telling only to his friend. Only to his friend. Not more, not less. There is full complete sloka, me priya. Don't do too much eating. the one who eats too much or the one who eats too less. Without doing that, the person is eating in middle. He is very dear to me. What is this? Krishna is telling. First of all, it's prasadam. So in this way, Krishna is telling that middle, the person, perfect person. What is perfection? Perfection is not more, perfection is not less. Perfection is appropriate. Anything which is appropriate is perfect. Anything is to the required quantity, that is perfect. So Prabhupada's purports are perfect in nature. That required quantity, required information is given. Unnecessary information is not given. Unnecessary information is not omitted. So this is perfect. So tomorrow we'll have maybe a go through so that we will come to know about each one of them. Maybe a little bit here and there we know a little, we speak and that's it. We don't dive deep into this. Not interested also. Is it not? We cannot go and find out. If we Google it, we can find it. Or we go and ask some other devotee who is interested in all this Vayasa Tirtha, we can find what is the big difference. So many people are interested in Mahabharata more than Bhagavatam, straying around the road. So, but we should not stray away from Prabhupada's lotus feet. It's very, very important. Okay. Any questions, comments, realizations?
Please share with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for the association. So let's wind up today's Ekadashi, spend more time on the spiritual activities. And tomorrow we will resume with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord and the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tomorrow we will finish the Srimad Bhagavatam class a bit early. And because Dwadashi. And then we will resume. Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Patita Pavan Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Anchagal Pataro Desagar Pasidhu Bhyaja Paritam